Across deserts and under oceans, in forgotten jungles and beneath layers of rock, lie the broken fingerprints of something older than our history books will admit. A civilization advanced enough to map the skies, engineer massive structures, and perhaps even harness forces we still don't fully understand. Yet in classrooms and documentaries, this possibility is brushed aside. We're told our ancestors were primitive until 5,000 years ago. But what if that's only the last chapter of a much longer story? This video opens the doors mainstream history keeps locked. We'll travel to megalithic ruins, decode myths, and look at fresh evidence. By the end, you'll have walked through 15 chapters of clues pointing to a forgotten world. As you watch, ask yourself, is this speculation or suppressed history? So take a deep breath and step into the shadow of time. Because if these clues are true, then our modern world may only be a flicker in a cycle of rise and fall, a second or third act in an epic far older than the pyramids themselves. Archaeologists have long marveled at the sudden leap from hunter-gatherers to city builders. Sites like Göbekli Tepe predate the Sumerians yet display organized planning, astronomy, and symbolic art. This jump raises a question. Where did such complex knowledge arise if no earlier culture existed to pass it on? The evidence suggests a continuity we're not acknowledging. Mainstream textbooks present history as a straight upward line, but the Earth's crust shows countless cataclysms, floods, volcanic winters, impacts, capable of wiping out entire civilizations. Each event could erase millennia of progress. The survivors would start again, and the first civilization would appear overnight. If even one advanced society existed before recorded history, our timeline collapses. That possibility terrifies historians because it would force rewriting everything from prehistory to technology's origin. It's safer to dismiss anomalies than to risk academic upheaval, but anomalies keep piling up. Across continents stand impossible stones. The Baalbek trilithon in Lebanon weighs hundreds of tons, cut and moved with precision we struggle to replicate. In Bolivia, Puma Punku's interlocking blocks are carved like prefabricated pieces. In Egypt, the oldest pyramids show the highest precision. These are fingerprints of forgotten mastery. The standard explanation credits large workforces, copper chisels, and sheer time. Yet geologists find tool marks incompatible with primitive methods. Engineers puzzle over logistics, how to quarry, transport, and set such stones without steel or wheels. The math often doesn't add up. When you step back, a pattern emerges. Similar techniques, alignments, and myths appear across distant lands. Either humans spontaneously invented the same impossible engineering, or they inherited a global tradition from a lost source. The night sky served as a canvas for ancient planners. Pyramids mirror Orion's belt, Stonehenge tracks solstices. Mayan temples align with equinox sunrises. This is more than stargazing. It's applied astronomy requiring long observation and mathematics. Such knowledge is usually the product of generations of data. How did early farmers possess it so suddenly? If an earlier civilization already mapped the heavens, its legacy could have seeded these alignments. We may be looking at hand-me-down science. Historians shy from this idea because it implies continuity across global cultures before recorded history. But as satellite surveys uncover more star-aligned sites, the pattern grows harder to ignore. From Mesopotamia to Mesoamerica, legends speak of gods descending from the sky, teaching agriculture, numbers, and writing. Plato's Atlantis, India's Vimanas, the Hopi's ant people, all could be echoes of real encounters with advanced survivors of a prior age. Oral traditions compress millennia into stories, Flood myths, for instance, appear in nearly every culture. They may not be coincidence, but a cultural memory of a real global disaster. Myths preserve what archaeology has not yet confirmed. If we treat myths as coded history rather than fairy tales, a picture emerges of a world where knowledge was passed down after cataclysm and distorted into legend as centuries wore on. Sometimes the ground gives up objects that don't belong. Metal spheres in ancient strata, hammer-like tools embedded in rock, maps showing Antarctica ice-free. These items are anomalies, rushed off as hoaxes or misidentifications, but their persistence suggests a deeper mystery. Take the Piri Reis map of 1513, drawn from older sources. It depicts coastlines accurately centuries before official discovery. Or the Antikythera mechanism, a geared computer from 100 BCE. Such leaps imply lost predecessors of technology. Each artifact alone is puzzling. Together they hint at a technological undercurrent far older than our textbooks allow, perhaps even older than recorded civilization itself. During the last ice age, sea levels were over 100 meters lower. Vast coastal plains where people might have lived are now underwater. Our known archaeology is biased toward land that remains above sea level. We've literally lost entire continents of evidence. Sonar scans of the ocean floor reveal strange shapes, rectilinear patterns, and sunken ruins off India, Japan, and the Caribbean. Some may be natural, some defy easy explanation. These submerged areas could hold the missing chapters of human history. Until underwater archaeology is fully developed, we're judging prehistory with half the data. Historians know this but rarely stress how much is missing. An advanced coastal civilization could vanish without a trace we can easily reach. Earth's history is punctuated by disasters, asteroid impacts, supervolcanoes, solar flares. Anyone could shatter global networks, erase cities, and force survivors into primitive conditions. This could have happened multiple times, producing cycles of rise and fall. The Younger Dryas impact hypothesis suggests a comet fragment around 12,000 years ago triggered abrupt cooling and mass extinctions. This timing coincides with sudden cultural shifts and the appearance of monumental building at Göbekli Tepe. Coincidence or aftermath? If civilization is cyclical, then our modern world may also be a temporary peak. We're not unique. We're part of a pattern, a humbling thought historians hesitate to publicize. Whistleblowers and fringe researchers sometimes claim museums lock away anomalous artifacts. While some stories are exaggerated, institutions do have basements of unclassified items, mislabeled pieces, and outliers relegated to storage. This is less a conspiracy than a symptom of the system. Funding favors conventional interpretations. Anomalous finds threaten careers. It's easier to show than to publish. Thus, evidence that could support prehistoric advanced societies languishes unseen. The result is a skewed archaeological record, not malicious but cautious. And in that caution, the most explosive evidence may stay hidden for decades. Our DNA also tells a story. Sudden appearances of complex traits, mysterious population bottlenecks, and unknown ghost populations detected by geneticists hint at interactions with groups we can't identify. If an advanced but isolated population interbred with survivors of a cataclysm, fragments of their lineage could persist today. We might carry genetic echoes of a lost civilization without realizing it. This field is young, but as sequencing improves, we may find more signs of contact with mysterious ancestors, another line of evidence historians can't easily ignore. Many ancient sites show not just big stones, but machine-like precision, drill holes, saw cuts, and symmetry. Engineers examining these cuts argue they resemble high-speed machining. Traditional explanations sometimes feel like reverse engineering with guesswork. If tools and techniques of a prior age survived as sacred knowledge, later builders could replicate feats without fully understanding them. A cargo cult of stone. This would explain why the oldest monuments are often the most advanced. Such inverted timelines, earliest equals most complex, challenge the notion of linear progress. They make more sense if history is cyclical. To publish extraordinary claims, you need extraordinary evidence. This principle protects science but also creates inertia. Scholars who question timelines risk losing grants or tenure. Thus, a young archaeologist with evidence for a lost civilization may hesitate to present it. Even open-minded professors advise caution. The result, a slow drip of anomaly papers that never reach the public. It's not that historians are evil, they're human bound by systems. But this system can delay paradigm shifts for generations. Our own world offers a mirror. If our civilization fell tomorrow, satellites and steel towers would corrode. In 10,000 years, only faint traces would remain. Future archaeologists might think we were simple farmers. This thought experiment shows how easy it is to erase a high-tech society from the record. Add sea level rise and tectonic shifts, and even skyscrapers disappear. Only myths and megaliths endure. Recognizing this fragility makes the idea of prior advanced civilizations plausible, not fringe. We are living proof of how quickly knowledge can vanish. LiDAR, satellite imaging, and AI are revolutionizing archaeology. In the Amazon and Cambodia, entire hidden cities have been revealed under jungle canopies. These findings keep pushing back the age and scale of organized society. Every year the firsts move earlier. First city, first writing, first agriculture. At what point does the pattern break mainstream denial? As our tools improve, we may soon confirm what myths have whispered all along, that we are not the first. If humanity has risen before, then collapse is not just a risk, but a certainty over long timescales. Understanding past cycles could help us avoid repeating mistakes. It would also humble us. Our skyscrapers and microchips may not be unique marvels, but echoes. This shifts our identity from pinnacle to participant in a much older story. And it may unlock lost knowledge, sustainable practices, forgotten sciences, hidden in ruins we've misread. Imagine classrooms where students learn not a single line of progress, but a tapestry of rises and falls, where myths are studied as data and archaeology embraces anomalies instead of discarding them. Such openness would energize research, inviting fresh ideas and technologies to decode the past. History would become an evolving mystery, not a static dogma. We stand at the threshold. The next discovery could break the dam, and then humanity may finally face its true past. We have walked through 15 chapters of clues, pointing to a forgotten world, a world advanced enough to build in stone, chart the stars, and perhaps leave its mark in our DNA. Whether historians are afraid or simply cautious, the effect is the same, a silence over the most profound question of all. Have we been here before? If this exploration expanded your view of history, like this video to help others find it, and subscribe for more deep dives into hidden pasts, forbidden discoveries, and the mysteries mainstream history won't touch. Together we can push for a more open and honest look at our origins, because the story of civilization may be far older and far stranger than we've ever dared to imagine.